Hello, my name is Griffin and today I wanted to talk about the privatization of youth sports and the unaffordability of youth sports today. To start off, the privatization of youth sports in the past 2 decades has created a large disconnect in affordability for parents. If your child has a dream of competing at a professional level one day, now parents are being pressured more than ever to put them in elite travel leagues, expensive camps, or private coaching for the semi-false promise of gaining exposure for them to eventually get that next level, and it is not guaranteed. This exists in all youth sports today. AAU in basketball, with the Nike EYBL League, the UAA circuit, and the Adidas Gauntlet. Junior leagues in hockey, such as the USHL and the NAHL. In travel baseball, college prospect camps, PBR camps, and perfect game camps. In football, Nike Elite camps, college prospect camps, 7-on-7 travel teams, as well as soccer with MLS affiliated academies. And even on the high school level, parents shell out tens of thousands of their kids to attend private or boarding schools for their kids to gain exposure. Tens of thousands of dollars have to be poured into a single child now through equipment, travel, team costs, hotels, camps, private coaching, and recruiting services for them to eventually get to the college level, and that is a severe problem for the development of youth sports in this nation. On the global scale, I mainly see this issue aligning with our U.S. men's soccer team system of development. We are not the only nation in the world where our soccer talent has to pay to be discovered by the national team through MLS team academies. You could see that the majority of our players come from well-off backgrounds and few come from lower-class backgrounds. The majority of the world seeks talent in their lower-class neighborhoods and pays for these players' individual development through their national team programs. A prime example being Brazil and France, who have always been top soccer nations. Our system is backward compared to the rest of the world, and you can see that by our previous World Cup results. In order to fix it, we have to emphasize providing lower-class children with the resources necessary to be discovered and succeed in the sport. And if we can do that correctly, the game will continue to grow throughout our nation, and this can translate to any of our youth sports in the U.S. currently. We are currently starting to see the effects of youth sports and affordability in the past few decades in our professional leagues in the U.S., specifically the NBA and NHL. We're seeing more and more former players' children being drafted year after year. These players start off their lives having access to professional facilities and development from early age, leading into their teenage years where their parents have connections in high places throughout their sport and provide them opportunities that the typical lower class or middle class athlete would not have access to, ultimately leading to them being drafted. Leaning into the relationship between ethics and youth sports affordability is an important one, as high cost of youth sports today raises ethical concerns about access to opportunities and fairness for all. And when it comes to access, the high cost of youth sports today creates an unequal opportunity for children, with those lower income families often unable to participate on a high level. This is a violation of the ethical principle of fairness, as children from these families are being denied the same opportunities as those from more affluent families. Additionally, the pressure to perform and win in youth sports can create an unethical environment, as children are often put under intense pressure to succeed and are forced to compete at a young age. This can lead to a disregard for the welfare of children and the emphasis of winning at all costs, which goes against the ethical principle of prioritizing the well-being of children over competitive success. Furthermore, the high cost of youth sports today can create a situation where families and children feel pressured to spend large amounts of money on equipment, training, and travel, which can also have a negative impact on their financial stability. This raises ethical concerns about the exploitation of families and children for the benefit of sports organizations and businesses. In conclusion, the relationship between ethics and youth sports affordability is a complex one, as the high cost of youth sports today create unequal opportunities, pressures children and families, and raises concerns about exploitation. To address these ethical concerns, it is important to ensure that youth sports are accessible and affordable to all children, regardless of their financial situation.